I have Sooraya Ebrahim in the studio. Sooraya is one of the managing consultants of Iconic Leaders. She's going to share with us a journey. How are you doing, my beloved sister?
I'm well.
Sooraya, share with us your journey on what brought you to Iconic Leaders.
I've had, what can I say, a rough 7 years, or should I say a beautiful 7 years. I call it beautiful because I was succumbed to many challenges. I had cancer, which was thyroid cancer. I'm a survivor, so that's great.
Wow.
That I conquered, I alleviated, I neutralized, I seized, and I ended the reality.
When was the first time you got told you had cancer?
It was, I can still remember the sun gazing through the hospital room. I was sitting on the bed, I had a white pajama on, and my doctor came in. He closed the curtain around me, and he looked at me and he says, well, you have results of back and you have cancer. And I looked at him, and I promise you I smiled at him, and I said, thank you, doctor, for telling me the truth. And I remember still lifting my legs up, crossing them on the bed. I lifted my hands up, and I said, oh Allah, if my time is up, I accept. And if my time is not up, you will give me the shifa. And that was the time where I broke my own barriers. And that's when I made the choice. And I made the decision to fight and be positive. And there was one thing that drove me each and every day. I'm sure everybody reads the Bible, the Gita, the Torah. So for me, every morning I opened the Quran. I used to read 2 lines, and that was just sufficient enough just to motivate me, to uplift me, and give me my answers for the day.
Sometimes we want to make big changes. We want to read the whole Quran. We want to start by changing and reading 5-time namaz, and we want to make big changes in our life. Every transformation, every change in life happens with a small step.
For me, I believe spirituality is very important in everything that we do. I believe that God is there for everybody, because I believe God is within each and every one of us. And you have that courage and you have that focus. There's nothing but success that awaits you.
Were there ever moments, sometimes, that you just sit back and you say, I can't?
Oh yes, and there was a time where I needed time out. It was a time of reflection. It was a time to sit back and say, do I fall down? Do I wake up? I had 2 kids and they were 3 and 2 at the time. So it was challenging, and when I used to go for my treatments, I could not see them. It was like 3 to 4 weeks before I could see them. But it was just that the thought in my mind that, you know what, I'm going to see them. And there was a pillar. She's also late. I lost her along my journey, and it was last year November. And she was my grandmother, my late Rabia ma. And people talk of soulmate as being your lifelong partner, but my soulmate was my grandmother. And she was my inspiration, she was my role model. She was the one that looked after me in the time where I was isolated, where I could not see anybody, I was not allowed. So, yes, there are times, but again, you need to reshift that paradigm, you need to reshift your mind. I am a survivor, I will conquer.
What are the pearls, the jewels, the nuggets that you learned from your grandmother that are now serving you?
Be good to everybody. The bad they do is between them and God.
Yeah, but so many people experience different challenges, and I'm sure you're inspiring many people now. You also do leadership and things like that. You want to share a little bit about your work?
I believe God sends guardian angels to do it. And I believe also the word impossible simply says, I am possible.
I can see you are possible, and I can see you've got a great mentor in Idris, because Idris changes a lot of lives.
And this is a platform for us to reach out to others and for others to reach out to us.
Sooraya, it's been wonderful to have you in our studio. It's been wonderful to share this interview with you. I am touched by your story. I look forward to working with you. And now you've heard the story of Sooraya and her challenge through cancer. May peace be with you.